Welcome in, everybody, to Betting Pros. It's time to place your bets. It is me, Joey P, Joe Pisapia, and this is BP NFL. We did it. We made it. We're here. We got to week one, everybody. It's time to look ahead at the early lines. I'm so excited. Andrew Erickson, the Undertaker, and I are going to look ahead, give you our first takes on the early lines for week one that are out right now on bettingpros.com. You can see the consensus lines. You can bet the consensus lines. You can sync your sports books for free. Find the best lines at Betting Pros so you can make the best choices. And we're going to try to do our best to help you along the way. Andrew Erickson, preseason drags on and on and on. And finally, we are here with football that counts. And we got a banger of our first game, too, right out of the gate. Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. Will Micah Parsons play? Will he lay on a table instead? Who knows? But let's start there. Let's start there on Thursday Night Football, 8:20 Eastern Time on NBC. You get the Dallas Cowboys going to Philadelphia, Philly at home, hoisting up the flag. Go Birds. They are 6.5-point favorites. The best number you can find on Dallas is +7 on Betting Pros right now. The total hovering between 46 and 46.5. I see 46 over at Bet365. At PointsBet, you can get it at 46.5. And then if you like the Cowboys on the money line, and I do not, it's +261. Really? So let's talk about this. 6.5, in division games are always tighter, right? But the Cowboys already feel dysfunctional. Kyle Brent had a great line. I want to steal it, but I can't. I got to give him credit for it. He said, the Dallas Cowboys are a content organization that does football on the side. And I thought that was chef's kiss, the best way to put it. 6.5 feels right to me. If anything, maybe I'm looking a little bit possibly on that over, only because it is early. Defenses are still kind of ramping up a little bit and figuring things out. And we do have some formidable weapons there with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens that maybe even in garbage time, we push this total a little bit. So if anything, I'm on the over. If you can get the 46, that's where my happy place is. But what's your thoughts on Cowboys and Eagles to kick off our 2025 season, baby? Let's go.
I mean, I'm really excited for this matchup. I think that you have the Dallas Cowboys bringing in the circus, the parade, all of the nonsense that has nothing to do with football. And then it's the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. When you look up and down that roster, it remains totally stacked. So the line hasn't moved a lot since these lines first dropped. Again, when we're talking about all of these game lines, these have been available since the schedule released back in May. So we've seen some movement, but for this particular one, because we can see on Betting Pros what the line was when it first opened in May, and it really hasn't changed that much, which is kind of peculiar because I think back in May, we all assumed that Micah Parsons was actually going to be playing for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, maybe this is an indication that the market still believes that he will sign a contract and he will play for the Dallas Cowboys, but is he going to be 100%? Is he going to be playing all the snaps? I don't think so. So I'm definitely concerned about Dallas's defense here. I know another injury that they're dealing with is Tyler Guyton, one of the starting tackles for the Cowboys. He has missed like the entire offseason for the Cowboys, and he wasn't even that good last year as a rookie. So the Dallas offensive line has major issues. Dak Prescott missed the second half of last year, coming off his own injury. And yes, George Pickens we're excited about, but he's still a new receiver that I don't think they're necessarily going to gel from week one. So hostile environment at Philadelphia. I can't spend money on the Dallas Cowboys here. So I'm probably going to be leaning towards the Eagles. And I think that from the total perspective, I think it's a shy away point for me. I think that you bring up points about Hurts and Dak and how explosive the offenses can be, but neither of these teams played their starters really that much or at all in the preseason. So we've seen this before with teams coming out slower out of the gates when they haven't had those live reps. So again, if it gets bet up, which it probably will be, I think I'll be shooting towards the under if it gets up to like 48.5 with people just getting super excited that football is back.
Yeah, more division rival games here. Friday night, the YouTube game. Get excited. I heard Welsh and myself are on the commercial for the YouTube. I'm just saying, for the YouTube game. Keep an eye out for that, folks. Right here. Famous. The Los Angeles Chargers are going to host the Kansas City Chiefs coming off a Super Bowl loss. And the Chiefs have not been great always in these week one games. I think we're learning that too the last couple of years. We saw the Detroit Lions push them. We saw the Ravens push them. So this one is in Los Angeles. The Chargers
It's in Brazil.
This one. Pardon me. Yes. This one is in Brazil. That's right. The YouTube game is in Brazil. So there's no home team. Pardon me there. 3.5 is the number here for the Chargers. Plus 3.5 on that side. Kansas City favored by 2.5. 45 to 46. That's basically where you're getting this total. And then if you like the Chargers on the money line, you're getting plus 155. It's not terrible. It's not impossible. I don't see a lot of early value on this game. I think for me, this is a little bit more of the individual props, maybe some anytime touchdown scores of maybe a big play from Xavier Worthy or Amarian Hampton. In fact, I'd like to see what that number is, but we'll have to wait till the prop show to get there, boys and girls. But let's talk about it here, Andrew, because obviously here, Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Chargers. This is an important game. I think the Chargers kind of, after that tough playoff loss, need to come back and have a good showing here against the Chiefs.
I would agree with that. And I think that the fact that it's being played in Brazil, I think that you kind of want to lean into some chaos potentially happening. I mean, last year, this game was wild between the Eagles and Packers, where there was so many points scored because the field was in bad conditions and guys were falling down all over the place. So that's something to keep in mind when you're looking at maybe a total in this game. We've heard all offseason long about the Chiefs want to bring back the deep ball. They want to bring back the big passing game. So don't be surprised if the first play, hard play action, and Patrick Mahomes drops back deep to throw the ball downfield to Xavier Worthy, especially because we know Rashee Rice is not going to be playing in this game. So I think maybe towards the over is kind of where I lean here. Again, at 45, it's kind of a middling number with two offenses that we know can put up points, that have big playmakers on the offensive sides of the ball. So I think that's probably my lean there. And I think I agree with you. I think the value is probably just taking the Chargers on the money line.
Yeah, Chargers on the money line plus 155. Maybe put that with an Omari and Hampton touchdown. I think I might like that. Wouldn't be shocked if Keenan Allen found the end zone too. Just saying, like, old tricks, that kind of thing. We'll see how that goes. All right, here we go. More in-division stuff here. Tampa, Atlanta. Again, these games count. This stuff matters here. And Tampa -1.5 favorites on the road in Atlanta. Atlanta +2.5. You're getting 47.5 to 48.5 on the over/under. That's kind of the range you're getting of this one. And then if you like Atlanta for the upset, you're only getting +119. Andrew, walk me through this one, because I kind of feel like, although Atlanta did go heartily after defense in the draft, and I do think they have a lot of weapons, and it is in Atlanta, I don't think the Buccaneers are getting enough respect here. I know Wirfs is going to be, out for this game, but at the same time, I still feel without Godwin, without Wirfs, they've got enough here to still handle the Bucs. I would have set this at more 2.5 personally, if not even 3. So to me, there is value on this one. I like Tampa. What do you like?
I like the under because you have both teams entering this game without their starting blindside tackles. Like, I think it's as simple as that. Like, fade offensive line injuries and embrace the idea that Penix doesn't have his blindside blocker because McGarry's out for the entire season. And like you said, Wirfs is going to miss this game too. So I think that it's at 48.5, way too high for me. So I would just bet the under.
All right, as we continue to scroll through the Sunday games, if you're looking for a smarter way to play, there's a new sports trading platform that's changing the game, and it's called NoVig. We've told you about it here on the show before, but now's the time to get involved. It's legal in most states, including Georgia, California, Texas. It's peer-to-peer, and that means you're competing against other users, not the house. See, the house always wins. Haven't you heard that before? Well, here you might win, actually, for a change. You can often get better lines than traditional books there, and you can set your own lines, which gives you the most control, more than any other sports books are going to offer you. So there's no commissions, no hidden fees. It uses a coin deposit system, but it's real money. And you can use the code DailyJuice for 50% off your first coin purchase, up to $25. Check it out right now at bettingpros.com/juice. That's bettingpros.com/juice. Let's see the juice for this game. Our New England Patriots, who just signed Tommy DeVito. How you doing? Again, probably, hopefully, not going to make an impact in this game. The New England Patriots open up at home against the Las Vegas Raiders and Pete Carroll. So two old head coaches, now new head coaches in this one. That's kind of fun. New England -2.5. Look at New England, a favorite in a game. It's been a while, Andrew. It's been a long time. Raiders are getting +3. The range of the over-under 42.5 on FanDuel, and then +139 for Las Vegas. So look, I think it's important that the Patriots get off to a good start. You want to start this Mike Vrabel regime here, I think, in the right direction. And I also think the crowd is going to be a major factor in this game. It's been a while since the Patriots had, like I said, been favored, been a team that is ready to get excited about something. I think they're excited about this. I do think they're going to scrape out a victory. The question is, how do you want to approach this one? To be honest with you here, I know you've got Genti in this game too. You got Brock Bowers, a lot of talent on that Raiders side, but I think the under with a revamped New England defense, and I think is going to be very good, plus an offense in New England that I don't think is great. This feels more like a grind for me. This feels like a 17-14 kind of a contest for me. So I'm going to go the under. How about you?
I think I'm on the other side of it because I look at the investments that both these teams made in the NFL draft with two uber explosive rookie running backs. And I think that if this game goes over, it's because Henderson and Genty are ripping off massive plays. Like we know
Maybe,
that they're,
maybe you're
but
right.
like we know they are very capable of doing. So the fact that it is so low, around that 41 or 42 total, I actually like the over here. I think that what's being underreported with both defenses, and I agree with you. I think that the Patriots defense can be a lot better, but both Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis have missed the majority of the offseason. Those are the two starting corners for the New England Patriots. And the Raiders defense, their secondary it looks like it's in terrible shape. Like they don't have that much experience. I know they brought in Stokes from Green Bay, but besides him, like I'm not afraid of any of these types of players. So I think that you're going to see some fireworks in this game at Gillette. And I think I lean towards the over, but I also agree with you about the Patriots side. I would probably take them at -2.5 or -3, just because they have to start out fast. I think, are going to have home field advantage. And you know that Mike Vrabel's going to be rocking that starter jacket just to,
Oh,
because we
I
know
hope so.
oh, they all got to
I
wear it.
hope
They
so.
all got to rock the starter jacket because that's
I
what
might
Pete
rock
Carroll was
mine. I
famous
might get
for.
my old school starter jacket out of the closet. Still got it. I got the Apex one too. That's how far back I go. Let's get to the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. Will Cincinnati finally get off to a good start in a season ever? We'll find out. The Bengals are 5.5-point favorites on the road against the Cleveland Browns. 45 is the over, 46.5 the under. The best numbers you're going to find, a +228 for the Cleveland Browns. I got to tell you, Erickson, I think this is too many points. I have a bad
Really?
feeling. I
You think
do.
it's too many? It's
I
not.
do. I think the Browns are going to be at their best the earlier in the season than I think the Browns are going to get beaten down loss after loss here, but I think they're the most dangerous right out of the gate in an in-division game where, they're at home. I'm confident of the Bengals winning this game. I'm not confident that they're going to win it running away. I just think the Browns are going to hang around. I think Joe Flacco is going to make a couple plays. And at the end of the day, again, these in-division games always get a little bit messy. So I'm actually taking Cleveland at the 6 here, to tell you the truth. This is where I am with this one. What are your thoughts? Obviously, you disagree with me, which makes for good television, by
I
the
mean,
way.
I like the over in this game. I'm going to continue to bet Bengals overs until they give me a reason not to.
Fair.
Like
That's
there's
probably a
nothing that
better
I've
approach.
seen.
Take Andrew's approach
There's
to this
nothing
one.
I've seen with them. Again, preseason, take it with a grain of salt. But look, I know they brought back their pass rusher. They got him signed, but how much shape is he going to be in for this matchup in Week 1? And yes, the Browns' offense not necessarily super exciting with Joe Flacco as a quarterback, but we've seen Joe Flacco. If he's dropping back to throw 50 times, he can score some points here. And the Browns have enough skill players. I think their offensive line is fine, especially against this Bengals defense. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep betting overs with Bengals.
All right, let's get to the next one on our list here. And this one also is one of Andrew Erickson's favorite teams, the Carolina Panthers.
Yes.
Carolina Panthers here going against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars at home -2.5-point favorites. You're getting +3 on the Carolina team. That's the best spot there is Caesars for that one, looking at BettingPros. 46 for the over, 46.5 on the under. Those are the best spots. And then +146 for the Carolina Panthers on the money line. Man, if only I felt a little bit better about that Panthers defense, I might jump in on this money line, but I don't. This game for me is a bit of a stay away right now. I just want to see what these teams are here at this stage. I'm going for individuals here, looking at early stuff for Teteroa McMillan, looking for Chuba Hubbard to score a touchdown in this game too, and looking for Brian Thomas Jr. to go over his receiving yard. So I'm looking at individuals. I'm staying away from this game. Erickson, what's your feeling?
I'm taking Panthers with the points, and I'm taking a little sprinkle on the Panthers on the money line because I'm not convinced that the Jaguars they're clearly a better team than Carolina. I don't really think so. I mean, they're playing in Florida and Jacksonville. That's not that far
It's a
away
winnable
from.
game for Carolina. There's no
So
doubt about
yeah,
that.
so I think that if it's more like a coin toss type of game, just give me the team that's playing on the road in Week 1. I mean, we find that home advantages can sometimes be really overrated. Oh no, Carolina has to travel all the way to Jacksonville. Oh no.
Yeah, that's not even that. It's, new coach, new excitement level. I do think the Jaguars are going to be an improved team.
Well, the Jaguars have a new coach. The Panthers don't.
No, but I'm saying the
So
Jaguar. I'm not saying that I don't think the Jaguars are going to be a cakewalk in this game necessarily, and then I do think this is one of those bounce of the ball kind of situations because we don't really know the identity of these teams in 2025 yet. I saw the Panthers, and you saw too, hang tight in games against great teams. I agree with you. Probably the best path is probably just straight up Panthers money line. Take your shot, right? Shoot your shot if you're going to do it. But Again, I'm just sticking with the individuals here. I don't have a beat on this game quite yet. Miami, Indianapolis for the battle of who's more dysfunctional. This should be a good time. So the Indianapolis Colts will be playing Daniel Jones in this game, and the Miami Dolphins hopefully will be playing Tyreek Hill. If he is out for this game, again, as of right now, he's dealing with the oblique. They feel like he is going to play. We shall see. That would have an impact on this game for me, at least. The Indianapolis Colts at home, +1 is the best number you're getting for them. Miami on the road, +2.5. 46 is the best over, 47.5 the best under, and then +118 for the Miami Dolphins to pull out a victory. Andrew Erickson, this could be one of those messy games. Any thoughts here? Any early value on the Colts Dolphins?
So the way that you listed out the spread, so you can get both of them at what? Like, who's actually favored in this game? Or
Well,
are
it
they
depends on
both?
what site you go on. Like right now, it's
So really, there really is no favorite.
there really is no favorite. So right now, you go to PointsBet, they're the favorite. If you go to ESPN or some of the other places, they're not. So it's a weird scenario right now.
Yes.
So it's kind of choose your own adventure, and this it looks like if you've seen the documentary Poop Cruise, that's the kind of adventure this game's going to be.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. There's definitely a very wide range of outcomes when it comes to, because when
Hate
these
the
lines
4 outcome
first
game.
dropped, the Colts
This is
were
a 4
favorites.
outcome game.
Yeah.
100% a 4 outcome game. And I always say stay away from those, because you could see a scenario where the Colts rule, the Dolphins rule. It's really tight and low scoring, possibly because it's sloppy. And then it's just a bonanza of points, possibly because the defenses aren't very good out there. It's so many outcomes.
So I think that the approach might be to look at some of these high-end outcomes where you're ladder betting a Jalen Waddle, where you're going to bet Jonathan Taylor to go for over 150 rushing yards because it's going to be a bonanza for him. Just not necessarily looking at some of these median outcomes like how the line is suggesting, but the line's suggesting basically, oh no, like this game is going to be potentially crazy. Like either one team kills the other team, and we know that whoever loses this game, that head coach is going to be on the extremely hot seat post-game.
Yeah. Well, look, Mike McDaniel is getting fired week 12, everybody. Just putting it out. That's the bye week, week 12. Remember, I said it first. And also, the best way to bet this game, Ollie Gordon over yards. Whatever number you can find, the lowest one you can find, take it over at BettingPros. Use the prop bet cheat sheet to do that. That's what you want to take, because even if Devon Achane plays, he is dealing with a calf injury still. So he's not going to get every single snap. That's not how the Dolphins backfield works anyway, necessarily. All right, revenge game. Let's go. Boy, oh boy, I've never been so excited for a Jets game in my life. The Jets at home hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers comes in. Hopefully he won't be holding any flags when he does. Hopefully he walks through that tunnel and doesn't run. The Jets at home, 3-point underdogs to the Pittsburgh Steelers, -2.5. 37.5 on FanDuel is the best over. A points bet under 39 is that best number you're going to find. And then you can get the Jets on the money line at +142. So let's talk about this one. You got Justin Fields playing against his old Steelers squad for a few games, one season. And then Aaron Rodgers, maybe sticking it to the Jets on the way out. Now, I don't know who's more motivated. I don't know how you want to take this game, but the Jets as home underdogs do intrigue me. Have I already gone crazy in week 1, Andrew? That's the question.
No, I don't think that you're crazy. I think that there's definitely value with New York, especially playing at home as underdogs. But for me, this is as clear as day. You just bet the under and watch something else. Like
Yeah.
this game screams 17-10, like no other week 1 game that we're going to talk about.
Well, you're getting, let's see, 39 right now is the best number. That's pretty comfortable. I think that's a pretty comfortable under for 39.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh
Steelers games usually go under anyway. The Jets offense is still clearly a work in progress. And you know who has pretty good intel about what Justin Fields' strengths and weaknesses are? The team that he was on last year. So I think it's going to be potentially struggle bus for Justin Fields unless he rips off a couple big runs. Like that's really how this game goes over. Is if Fields like breaks the pocket, runs for an 80-yard touchdown. If that doesn't happen, then I think this game's going to be lower scoring.
I kind of want the Jets to win. I know that sounds weird. I'm rooting for the Jets. I don't know.
It's like,
just like
who needs the revenge game win more? Fields or Aaron
I don't
Rodgers?
know. You know me. I'm the Loki of fantasy and wagering. I feel like
I cheer for the Jets.
Think about this headline Monday morning. In Pittsburgh, where new Aaron Rodgers loses to the Jets and Justin Fields. There's something inside the cockles of my heart that really.
Aaron Rodgers finally does something good for the Jets.
That would be the New York headline. Yeah, that would be in the New York Daily News. All right, let's get to another game that, again, maybe you'll watch something else, but you can bet on it. New Orleans hosting the Arizona Cardinals. New Orleans, 6.5-point underdogs at home. You're going to see a lot of that this year. Arizona, the best number you get on them is -5. 42 is the best over, 42.5 the best under, and plus 227 for New Orleans to pull a rabbit out of its hat, which I don't think is going to happen. So, Andrew, walk me through New Orleans, Arizona. Any early value for you?
Everything in my being says I want to take the Cardinals. They're playing against Spencer Rattler, who's making his start as a second-year quarterback. He beat out Tyler Shuck in the Saints quarterback competition. But it is on the road, so that does make it always a little bit scary to bet on the heavy road favorite, especially when it's a team that's led by one Mr. Kyler Murray. So I think for me, it's probably just a stay away. I've seen this story before where it goes totally south and you look up and the Saints are up 14-0 because Kyler Murray did something stupid and you're pulling your hair up. You're like, oh my God, what did I do? So I think the Cardinals end up getting the win, but maybe it's not as smooth as this line risk suggests. So I think the value is probably on the Saints at plus 6.5, just as at home. And I think that this is probably going to be bet. There's going to be more Cardinals money coming in as more casuals kind of bet on the game because it's be like, oh, who's starting for the Saints? Spencer Rattler. He sucks. Like, let's just bet on the Cardinals when we've seen Kyler Murray at times underwhelm dramatically.
Yeah, I was going to say, he does his own sucking sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what? This also feels like the game that's going to possibly knock a lot of people out in survivor pools.
Yeah, it's got that vibe. Dude, again, it's not a division game. This one has that vibe in it. It's not a division game, so I wouldn't totally write it off for that because usually it's the division games that totally blow. But could this be Bengals Patriots from week 1 last year?
Well, and just for S's and G's, we were on that game last year. We said, look, we're on New England. We like New England in this spot, not because we're homers. It was despite the fact that we're Pats fans. It was because the Bengals always come out slow, and we knew the Patriots were going to come out and throw the kitchen sink at them, and they did. And it was exactly what we said it was going to be. I got to say, plus 227, I'm going to wait because I do think the casual money is going to come in. And if this gets the 3-1, you might see me take New Orleans on the money line just to see. And you can hear all those New Orleans fans being miserable too, one step further away from the number 1 overall pick next year. All right, let's go to the New York Football Giants and the Washington Commanders in Washington. -5.5. The Commanders are home favorites. Plus 6.5 is the best number you're getting on the Giants side. 45 for the over, 46 for the under. Plus 250 for the Giants and the upset, which I also don't think is absurd here. I don't think this is crazy. I like the Giants defense. I like the pressure they put on the quarterback. Terry McLaurin is late to get into everything. I just think the best bet here is taking the 6.5 with the Giants personally, because I think this is another one that's going to be a little bit tighter maybe than people realize.
I think we're going to be hand holding on our best bets show for next week. I think that the underdog upset of the week or whatever we're going to call it this year, it's going to be the New York Giants. That's who I'm taking. I'm taking them plus 6.5. I'm taking Giants on the money line. I think that you outlined it really well with the Commanders, where I don't know if we're going to see the best of the Commanders in 2025 here in week 1. They're a team that checks off every single box in terms of this team is probably going to regress in the win-loss column. And I think that defensive line for the Giants is going to have their way with this offensive line for the Washington Commanders. So with Russell Wilson starting, yes, that's always a big question mark. But hey, he looked pretty good the last time he played the Commanders defense, which last time I checked, it's still not that great. So I think that the Giants can have their way here if they have Malik Neighbors out there, get the running game going. Yeah, give me Big Blue.
All right, so here's another one too. It's all over the place. So San Francisco, you can get a +4. Seattle at home against the 49ers at plus 2.5. So either however you want it, you can get it right now. 45.5 is the best under over a FanDuel. At DK 44.5 is the best over. Plus 126 on the money line for Seattle is the best number you're getting. Minus 135 for San Francisco. I like the DK minus 135 for San Francisco finding a way to win this football game. But again, I do think this is a grindy one, and I'm not going to be shocked if this one's closer. I think the people that feel like San Francisco is going to come out of the gates guns a-blazing and just kind of school the Seahawks necessarily. I don't love the Seahawks team, but I don't think this is a scenario where San Francisco just starts rolling teams again necessarily, especially the ones in their division. Maybe you see it differently.
I do see it differently. I'm taking the 49ers with the
Okay.
points or as a -1.5 to win this game, even on the road. Again, I'm just not afraid of Seattle's offense. Like, that's the thing that I am
On
not
Fanatics, you can get
intimidated
the
by.
49ers with +4 on
Yeah.
Fanatics.
So whatever,
You gotta love
I
the new
want the
betting
40.
sites. Look,
I,
when they show up, kids, take advantage of the wacky numbers, right? I don't know how long this is gonna last. It's on there right now. This is why you download the BettingPros app. This is why you do this, because it's crazy to give the 49ers 4 points in this game. That's got to be the best bet, and you're getting
yeah.
it at -110, Andrew.
Yeah, they opened up as -1.5 favorites when these lines first dropped on the road. There's a reason why when you look at who's projected to win the NFC West, the 49ers are at the top and the Seattle Seahawks are way at the bottom. So considering it to be a field goal game, I'm going to take the 49ers. This is where, again, I know they're a little bit banged up already, seemingly after all their injuries happened last year. You think they'd have better injury luck. But if McCaffrey's out there, they got Brock Purdy out there, Trent Williams is out there, Ricky Pearsall. I think there's too much firepower, and I just want to bet against Sam Darnold when I can.
And a reminder, download the Betting Pros app. Again, it's free. iOS, Androids, everywhere. Use the tools here. Our new BP site is unbelievable. Check it out. And you get a 7-day free trial of the premium when you use the promo code JUICE. So again, bettingpros.com/apps, or just download the Betting Pros app wherever you get your apps. Use the promo code JUICE. Get the premium 7-day free trial. Now is the perfect time to start. Let's continue on with these 4 o'clock games. Denver and Tennessee. This is a tough first start here for Cam Ward. I got to tell you, like, this is not the draw you want as a rookie quarterback on the road in Mile High against an outstanding defense. Like, this just sucks. And I like Cam Ward, and I think the Titans are going to be plucky this year. I just don't think it's here. Denver, though, -7.5 is a huge number. You're getting +8.5 on the Tennessee side. Over, best number you see right now in Betting Pros, 41.5, under 42, +330 for the Titans. Again, Andrew, it's just a matter of, do you see any value here? I think anything, maybe it's the under 42 for me. Maybe just Tennessee struggles to move the football here against this very good Denver defense on the road. I think maybe that's probably the best bet. This feels a little bit more like a very easy 24-10 kind of victory here for the Denver Broncos.
I would say that if it wasn't Sean Payton coaching the Denver Broncos, because when they play bad teams, at least what they showed last year, they kill bad teams. They do
Yeah.
not stop. They do not take their foot off the gas. So
But it is
I'm
week
actually
one.
comfortable.
You know, do you
I'm
think they have
comfortable.
that mentality?
I think that they want to show the NFL that, hey, we're the Denver Broncos and we're going to try to win the AFC West this year. Especially if the Chiefs and Chargers, they're playing each other before. Again, if the Chiefs lose, the Broncos want to look up and be like, hey, yeah, we're tied for first in the AFC West after 1 week. I think that they want to put the NFL on notice about, hey, how good we can be. Oh, we actually have a run game now, aside from last year. And Bo Nix has taken a step in year 2. And I think that the Tennessee Titans, unfortunately, like you said, they just drew a really bad hand for week 1. And I think that they're going to get it's going to be shellacking in Denver. So I will take Denver, even laying 7 or 8 points.
All right, Tennessee Titans, Denver Broncos, we just went through. So let's get to another fun one here. The Detroit Lions going to Green Bay. This one at 4:25 Eastern time. FanDuel has Detroit at +1.5 at -110. You can get basically a pick 'em here, even money, basically for Green Bay Packers. So on Fanatics, look, they're getting into the game right now. Take advantage of it when you can. Green Bay at home right now. The total here, you get over 48.5 at FanDuel, under 50, +110 on the money line for Detroit is the best number you're going to get here. So look, the Lions have lost 2 coordinators year over year. Jordan Love was not healthy last year. Can the Green Bay Packers get off to a good start here and punch the defending North champs in the mouth from the get-go here? Or do you think it's Detroit just getting back to business here with, again, a difficult road matchup, but it's not exactly Green Bay in January here?
Yeah, I like the over in this game. I get that it's already pretty high as a total, but I think it's
48.5.
high for a reason. I still think this Lions defense has a ways to come. Again, Hutchinson is coming back, but he's also coming off a season-ending injury. They're still missing guys that got hurt at the second half of last year that are still not back on the roster. So I think it's going to take some time for this Lions defense to get back to where it was at the beginning of last season. And I think Jordan Love, healthy, again, assuming that everything's okay with his non-throwing thumb injury, I think that they're going to score a lot of points in this game. So I like the over. Again, too many explosive playmakers on both sides of the ball and just 2 defenses that I'm not really afraid of. Again, these teams know each other, but I think the strengths of both teams right now in week 1 is on the offensive side of the football.
All right, let's get to the Houston Texans, Los Angeles Rams. So hopefully Matthew Stafford will be upright for this game. The Rams -2.5 at home over at BetMGM. You're getting +3 is the best number for the Houston Texans. That's on Sugar House right now. 43.5 is the over, 46 is the under. Plus 134 a points bet is the best number you're getting on the Texans. Your thoughts here on this one, Andrew, because on paper, it feels like the Rams, but this is another one where I could see Houston eking out a victory here with that defense.
I'm going to fade the sides here because I just think that both teams have the chance to be Super Bowl contenders, just depending on if Matthew Stafford's playing or not. That's obviously a big question mark for this particular game. I would just lean towards the under. I think that that's the play here. When you just look at the
good defenses,
the line play specifically, I think these defensive lines are going to throw around these offensive lines. Like it's just so clear when I'm evaluating these rosters that on both defensive sides of the ball, those defensive lines are just significantly better than the offensive lines that they're going to be going up against. And I think it's just going to pose a lot of problems for the quarterbacks, whether it's Stafford, whether it's Garoppolo. I just think this game is going to be much tighter in terms of scoring, probably 17-20 or something along those lines.
All right, here you go. This is a big one right here. Baltimore at Buffalo, a little rematch from the playoffs here. 8:20 Sunday Night Football. Doesn't get much better than this. Plus 1.5 at Fanatics, minus 110 for the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, that's right. I said it. -1 for Buffalo at home on Caesars. You're getting the total here is very high. 51.5 for the over, 52.5 for the under. Plus 110 over at points bet. It's the best number you're getting on Baltimore. I just want Baltimore straight up on the money line. I think Baltimore comes out and makes a statement here. I've watched Hard Knocks here with the Buffalo Bills. And I got to tell you, I think the Bills are a little soft. I do. I think they're a nice bunch of guys who are very good at football, but I think the Ravens were one catch away from getting out of Buffalo in the weather with a victory, and this is September. This is early. The weather's not going to be a factor in this one. I think Baltimore is the better team. I think Baltimore goes in there and shows them, and I think it's going to be a disappointing start for the Buffalo Bills. Andrew, what do you think?
I think I agree with you. I think I'm also on the Baltimore side. I also love the idea of just betting the over and just watching these two quarterbacks just ball out and just having a lot of fun watching this Sunday Night Football. Because this game
is not a hard sell over right now. 51.5 right now. That's not a hard sell.
I mean, you have the MVP from last year and the All-Pro consensus QB1 from last year going head-to-head in 2025 Sunday Night Football. What could you ask? What's better than this? But I think if I wanted a live bet here, it would probably be, if I was picking a side, I think I agree with you with the Ravens. I think the Bills defensively still have a couple question marks. Maxwell Harrison, the guy that they drafted in the first round of cornerback, he's not going to play. He's hurt. So that's a concern. They're going to lose some defensive line depth because of some suspensions that they have to open the year. So I think your defensive line needs to be at full strength if you're going to try to stop this Ravens offense. And I don't think that's going to be the case here in week one.
I think the Ravens are just the better team. And I think they want this one. I feel like the Ravens want to go out there right away and exercise the demons of the playoffs. All right. For all of you football nerds out there, you're going to love this Monday night game. Minnesota, Chicago, old school NFC North gridiron ball in Chicago here. You got Caleb Williams with Ben Johnson now. You've got JJ McCarthy playing. You've got a lot of great storylines here. The question is there any good value? You're getting the Minnesota Vikings at +1 over a points bet. You're getting +2 for the Chicago side. You're getting over 43, under 44, -104 on the money line for the Vikings, +108 for the Chicago Bears. Erickson, I'm going to keep this one simple for you. I think the Minnesota Vikings are going to be a lot to handle. I think the Vikings go in there with that defense and beat the crap out of the Bears. I'm going to tease this one, and I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings all day long. What are you doing?
I'm taking the under. Again, we're going to see a bonanza of points on Sunday Night Football, and that's going to get people hyped up for Monday Night Football with these second-year quarterbacks taking this massive leap with these coaches. And I just don't think that's going to happen in reality. I think that week one, I think both defenses are going to be able to flex a little bit on some younger, inexperienced quarterbacks. It means JJ McCarthy making his first start in the NFL on the road in Chicago. I mean, that's a tough place to play. I think the Chicago Bears defense is underrated. I think they have good personnel. Last year, it just kind of all fell off the cliff because of the coaching, everything that was going on with the Bears. So I like the under here, especially at 44. That's what I'm going to take. Primetime unders, easy.
There you have it, everybody. That is week one in a nutshell. The early lines and the early takes from myself and Andrew Erickson. What's your favorite play of the week? Early line value. Drop it below. We love to hear from all of you. We love that we are back on the BettingPros YouTube channel doing NFL every single day. Make sure you're with us. join the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, ring the bell till it goes ding on the YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers this year, and we can do it with your help. So let's get your bankroll ready. Let's manage things appropriately. Let's have some fun this NFL season and join us every single day for NFL content right here. The standalone games, the props, the gameplays, our picks of the week, daily juice. We've got everything here, and college football too. So all things football, all things betting happen here on the Betting Pros YouTube channel. Join us, be with us all season long. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. It's just getting started. For Andrew Erickson, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Let's go!
DeVito kid, there we go.
Hey, how you doing? Tommy DeVito's a Patriot now. You like that, man?